So, hey, good day, everybody, and yeah, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, guys, is something a little bit different. I want to start doing kind of like a travel tip thingy, maybe every Friday, for you guys. I wanted to share a few of my tips and tricks. Kind of over the years, what I've learned while traveling. I wanted to kind of share that with you so that you guys can avoid certain errors and mistakes when you are traveling. So I think there's going to be a video every week, possibly a Friday or a Sunday. I don't really know yet. Just to share something with you, a topic in relation to traveling, like tips and tricks and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the first one. And this first video, guys, first of all, I just want to say welcome to, obviously welcome to my channel, guys, and also welcome to the new subscribers. I've seen you people add me up. Welcome to the family. And also, obviously, my returning subscribers. Thank you so much, all of you, for clicking on the video. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, you know what to do. Click on the bell and be notified. So yeah, so today's video, guys, we are going to kind of titled it mistakes to avoid at the security checkpoint. I can even go as far as saying travel tips or maybe secrets or advice in relation to avoiding certain things during or at a security checkpoint. So yeah, let's get into the video. So problems can unexpectedly occur, like kind of forgetting your sunscreen, to major issues like missing your flight or losing your luggage. And I'm sure a few of us have been stopped at the security point for one thing or another. So as I feel like I have some knowledge and a bit of experience in this field, I wanted to kind of give you some tips and tips and advice of how to have a smooth journey, because sometimes people come in and start feeling so stressed, like I need to do this, I need to do that. You get to security and it's like, I'm lost, what do I do, kind of thing. And the amount of time that I've traveled, I have learned what to do, what not to do. And also I've had training in security as well. So I have a few tips and tricks for you guys, like I said. But yeah, I mean, it does happen to people that have traveled so many times as well, not just first timers or, first time travelers or whatever, but it does happen to so many of us. And you will be surprised the kind of things that can kind of minimize the stress and kind of like make it more of a smooth journey if you come prepared, especially through security. As it's, I think a lot of the times people don't understand that security is actually security. We have to be very vigilant and very, very careful. So if you're traveling through security, obviously onto an airplane, obviously there are certain protocols and, things that have to be adhered to. And if you don't know what these things are that you are, allowed to carry in your carry-on and to come through security with, if you're not aware of that, if you don't know what that is, and if you don't know how to prepare to come through security, this is what the video is about. I'm just going to share with you the kind of items that you can prepare, bring with you, and how to kind of prepare to go through security pretty smoothly. Okay, so most of these things kind of happen to a lot of people due to lack of knowledge, obviously, knowledge about security procedures, which is fine. If you don't know, you don't know. But a lot of people don't do the research before they travel. And there are some people who genuinely haven't traveled before and do not know what to do. And obviously, when they make that known, you try and help them. But there are some people who seem to think they know it and then end up kind of like rushing through and doing pretty much the wrong thing and end up having to wait on the other side for the bags to be searched. Now, when you scan your boarding passes through the gate and you come through the security checkpoint, you have your carry-on, you have your accessory bags, you have your handbag, you have your backpack, you have stuff in there, obviously, that has to come out into the tray to be screened through the x-ray, and then you collect, and then off you go to your lounge, and then, board your plane. I have to say that every airport is different. Amsterdam, for example, I've traveled through Amsterdam and they have a different process of how they do stuff. They don't necessarily take the items out of the bag or ask you to take your laptops and stuff out of the bag. Everything is kept in the bag, and they have this pretty much updated machine screen or x-ray machine that kind of like can see through stuff quite well, so you don't have to faff around and kind of like take things out of your bags. But with certain airports, for Manchester, for example, that one, you have to physically take quite a few things out. Sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming, and then people will be like, that's a bit too much, like we are stripping, we are pretty much stripping for you guys. So there's a lot of things that is requested, guys, and if you basically just adhere to these lists that I'm about to give you, then you are going to have a very smooth journey. Okay, so number one, I'm not going to start with the worst or the whatever. They're all pretty imperative to adhere to. Number one would be taking off your coat. When you come to the airport and you put everything through the tray, you have to take your coat off before you go through the scanner. Once your bag is in the tray and going to be, obviously x-rayed, you have to walk into the scanner to go over to where your bag is and collect your bags. So once you're about to go through the scanner, you have to make sure that you take your coat off. You make sure that your belt is off. Definitely. You make sure that you're not wearing boots, guys, any high tops, high heels, wedges, anything that is covering your ankle, guys. You shouldn't be wearing those because you'll be asked to take it off. Now, a lot of people don't like to be asked to take their shoes off. Some people are like, oh, I have to do that. Well, yeah, you put it on, so you have to take it off. There are some things that people don't like to do, but it's part of the procedure at the airports that you have to do it. You have to make sure that your pockets on you is completely emptied. You don't have any coins, any money, any tissues, any hankies, any passport, any phones, any wallet, nothing, absolutely nothing. Even the fluff in your pocket, you shouldn't have anything like that in your pocket when you go through the scanner. So that is pretty much what you should not have on you. At the moment, you don't, you keep your jewelry on, you keep your watch on. Some places do ask you to take your watch off though, but keep your watch on unless told otherwise. Your jewelry can stay on. And also your glasses, you can wear your glasses to go through, reading glasses or distance glasses. Yeah, you can wear those to go through the scanner. Now, let's come to the bags. The bags is the main issue. If you guys do not take any of these items that is being requested, because a lot of times, the security officers are requesting all these things, but then people don't listen. That's what's evident. People don't listen to what is being requested, and they end up still leaving stuff in the bag, which have to be manually, obviously it has to be rejected and then manually searched, and then people are wondering why they have to wait so long for the bags to be searched. Meanwhile, you've been asked all these stuff before you went through. So that's why it's imperative to listen to the security officers who are obviously there to assist you and make sure that you have a smooth journey through the security. So one of the most pet peeve, is that what you call it? One of the most notorious thing that people tend to leave in the bags is liquids. Now when we talk about liquids, we're talking about liquids, and then we are talking about things like wax, lighters. You're talking about the e-cigs. You're talking about gels and creams, deodorants and sprays, aerosols and things like that. So when you say liquids, people just seems to think it's just like a liquid, the actual liquid, but it can be creams as well. So there are times when people will bring the liquid bag and then it's like they still have a lip balm, but that is a cream. That is liquid. It's not powder. So some people kind of debate that and think that that's not part of the liquid, so they don't add it. So guys, liquids, make sure whatever kind of liquid, whatever type of liquid you have, guys, it is sealed in a clear plastic bag. And the clear plastic bag that you have to use is a 20 by 20 bag. It shouldn't be any other bag than that, and it should be below 100 mil. It shouldn't be above 100 mil. A lot of people seem to think that the liquid bag is 1,000 mil altogether, but that's not how it works. You have a liquid bag size 20 by 20, and whatever liquid you put in there, could be makeup, could be cleanser, could be face cleanser, it could be even your lip balms, your lip glosses, your mascaras, all those are liquids. So you need to make sure that they go in that particular bag, and whatever liquids you have all have to fit in that one bag, because you only get one bag per paying passenger. Okay, so you have to make sure whatever liquids you have fits in that bag. Now, if you have anything bigger than 100 mil, it has to be checked in. So you make sure you check your big items in the check-in bag before you come through security, because if you have anything above 100 mil, it will either be thrown away and you can't take it through, or you have to kind of like post it back to your address, or kind of give it to somebody at the airport to take back for you, because it's a no. You just cannot take that through security on your carry-on. So make sure all your liquids, that includes your lighters, your inhalers, yes, inhalers as well, any form of liquid, guys, make sure it's in a tight seal clear bag so that it can be seen. All right, there's no point you trying to hide extra liquids in your bag thinking that they won't see it. It's going through an x-ray, it will pop out no matter what, and it will be taken out on the other side when you go through. So make sure those items, guys, are sorted out. Also, the other thing that people tend to not know is that you cannot come through with big 1 liter, 2 liters of bottled water. Some people will have a big bottle like that and then leave up 100 mil in the bottle and say, well, it's 100 mil. No, it's the size of the bottle, not how much is inside, so make sure even bottles like that, you finish all your drinks before you come through. You can take an empty bottle with you by all means, but make sure there's no liquid inside. You should also not come through with unfinished drinks, any juices above 100 mil. You shouldn't even try. There are people who go through with hot drinks, Starbucks and things like that, going through security with it. Like, where are you gonna put it? It's good. Your items are going through an x-ray and the drinks have to lie down. So where are all these drinks, hot drinks, gonna go to? Yeah, so all these drinks, guys, finish them all before you come through to security, and also make sure all your bags are prepared before you come through, either at home or when you get to the airport. Make sure your liquid bag is all ready and sealed. It has to be sealed no matter what. You cannot just pop it in and then you have things poking out. It has to be completely sealed before you put it through. The other major thing that is left in the bag is not taking out all your electronics. Guys, this is one of the most common errors, not taking out any electronics. Now, when we say electronics, right, a lot of people do not get the concept. They don't grasp what that actually is. And sometimes you can be shouting out like laptops, tablets, power banks, iPad, Kindle, stuff like that. You can be shouting it out. People still manage to leave those items in the bag and not take it out. And that delays them on the other side. Now, when we talk about electronic items, guys, things that charges, okay, things that you can plug in, things that are electronic, that uses electricity, batteries and stuff like that, they all need to come out. Cameras and stuff like that. Some people carry kettles, irons, blenders, and all this stuff. Most people, not most people, but there are a lot of people that carry things like that in the bag. Times toasters as well. They do carry stuff like that in the bag, and all these things have to come out, guys. It's electrical. It has to come out separately in the tray, flat out, to be screened. You also have to take out stuff like your hair straighteners, your hair curlers, all those things are electrical. So remember, whatever electrical you have in your bag, even games, PS stations, Xboxes and switches, and controls, stuff like that, electric razors, electric toothbrush, take them all out just to not waste extra time. Even if you're not sure of something, ask or just take it out anyway, just so that your bag doesn't get kicked out or rejected unnecessarily. Okay. The other thing is wearing anything with metal. All right, try as much as possible when you're traveling, remind yourself that you're going through a metal detector. So if you leave coins in your pocket, or if you're wearing a shoe that has a zip on it, for example, or a clothing item that has a zip on it, for example, you have to take it off. Like, even if you're traveling, make sure you don't wear things that's just going to be bring too much hassle, where you have to be taking stuff off, jackets with zips and stuff like that. You need to try and minimize all those things so that the process can be a little bit more smoother for you. Yeah. And also, when it comes to medication, you can't take medication with you. Tablets, medication, that can stay in your bag, that's not a problem, but it's when it's a liquid. So for example, insulins, for example, you can take them with you, but it shouldn't be in your bag. It should be in the clear bag so that we can see it in the tray. If you have any inhalers as well, that has to come out, like I said earlier. And what tends to happen quite often is that you get passengers just arguing with the officer and bringing attitude that's just not going to help at all. Like, these officers are there to help you, kind of direct you to make sure that these things are done properly so that you don't delay on the other side. Because if you don't listen and you choose to leave those items in the bag and it goes through x-ray and it's rejected, it has to be manually hand searched. Now, if you know you don't have the time to wait for a hand search, we could take up to 45 minutes, an hour, depending on how busy it is. Then I suggest that you actually listen. That's why they're there, to kind of help you out. So you need to listen to these officers asking you to bring these certain items out. There are people who gets a little agitated and start having attitude because you tell them to do this or do that. Why do I have to do that? I've never heard about this before, blah 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 blah, and they make it even more difficult. at the end of the day, what you need to understand is that these officers are trying to follow a protocol. They have made the rules up themselves, and because of, obviously, you guys know terrorism and everything that's happening around the world, it's imperative that security is taken seriously. If you're not happy with the rules and decide to take it out on them, that's not going to speed up the process for you, is it? You know, that would even delay the process of you trying to board your flight on time. So it's pretty logical, you know. There are some people who actually ask for the help because they don't know what to do. There are some people who pretend they know it all and try to do it, and then they end up, you know, getting stuck on the other side. And then you do have the people who are so pleasantly nice and just pretty much adhere to what is being asked of them, you know, and they pretty much get through pretty quickly. I think the best thing is just take advice in a very positive, I would say, manner, and just follow suggestions, you know. Otherwise you just be subject to unpleasant, you know, because it's not what we're asking you to do. It's not that hard to just, you know, get your stuff out and just get it through, get your items out, you know, and then get yourself through to the other side. It's pretty simple, you know, but some people obviously do make it difficult. The other thing is choosing the wrong security lane. So obviously you go through security, there's like different types of lanes that you can use. Now, for example, when I say lanes, there's different lanes like PI or assistants, people in wheelchairs, parents, obviously with children and babies. And then you have the fast track as well. You have the staff channel, the staff lane. You have the crew members as well. You have the wheelchairs. You also have the business lane as well. So you have to know what lane is which lane and what lane you've paid for. So for example, say you paid for a fast track and then you decide to go into a wheelchair lane or a mother and pram strollers lane, you will be there forever, because these wheelchairs obviously need assistance that take longer. They have to put the walking sticks, fold, you know, try and do a lot of stuff. And when it comes to babies as well, you have to get all the liquids out, the milks out, the yogurts out, everything out, and that takes quite a good few minutes just for one family, you know. So if you're a fast tracker and you are in that lane, that is going to slow down the process of you trying to get through. So make sure you have all this information before you just join any queue. And obviously the officers are there to direct you as well, and sometimes they direct people and people just go about and sometimes do what they want to do anyway, and then later on they come and ask, why am I not moving forward, why this, why that, you know. The other thing that I advise you as well is that try and avoid going under the barriers that divide the line is there for a reason. Obviously, when you're through security, this is very logical, honestly, guys. Very, very logical. When you're through security, guys, it is the word, it's in the word, security. You cannot do what you want in there. You have to abide by what is being done in security. So you can't go to security and just start messing around and, you know, like anyhow, as if you're just in a shopping mall or something, you know. You have to just behave. Yeah, just, you know, logically, just sometimes it's just using the common sense, isn't it? Come on. You get people kind of going under the barrier instead of just following the, you know, the barrier, the line that is being created for you to get to your lane. People actually go under it. Now that's a breach. That's you are in security. Do not do anything that will bring attention to you. Do not do anything that will, you know, highlight whatever. You need to be very, very careful. And listen, if you're stuck or you're not, you know, you're not sure what to do, I would suggest that you speak to an officer and, you know, get clarification and get, you know, a suggestion or instruction of what to do. Do not just decide to do whatever you want to do once you get through that security. You have to really abide by what you need to do. you know. And the other thing as well, they do have TV announcements, even through the intercom, even on the TV, of what to take out of your bags, what not to bring, do's and don'ts, and people still do not watch it. People don't listen. People just don't, you know. So there is a lot of information, but just I think it's just lack of knowledge of the procedures at the security that kind of lands people in hot water, basically. So, and I think the last one as well is firearms, for example, is the no-no, guys. Also, like sharps, like scissors, toy guns. Even if it's a toy, it cannot go. Football as well has to be deflated, obviously, because you just cannot take it. But you've had people come through security with, blow up footballs and stuff like that, and kind of like toy guns, and the ones for the kids. Even if it's a toy, you still cannot take it. So don't be bringing those things through security into your carry-ons. It just will not go. The other trick and final tip that I want to personally give you is that the secret of going through X-ray very, very quickly is to make sure you minimize what is in the tray, guys. I cannot stress that enough. Minimize what you load in the tray. Now, for those who've never traveled before, when you're going through security and you have your backpack with you, you pretty much go to the desk. The officers are there. You take your backpack out. Now, if you have liquid in that backpack and your electronics, like maybe your laptop, iPad, you take those items out and you put them in the tray. Don't just shove them in the tray. You get people putting electronics in the tray. You get like a lighter just thrown in the tray without being in the bag. And then you get a coat on top of it. You get a hat on top of it. And then you get the boots on top of it. I understand they don't know how small the hole is. The tunnel that the tray is going to go through is pretty small. So when you pile things up like that, like a mountain, it's just not going to go. Either it goes, it gets stuck in there, or things just kind of comes out of the tray all over in the tunnel, or it just gets stuck. It's just a no-no. So make sure that you do not overcrowd that tray. Make sure that everything is visible, because something like that would just totally confuse the X-ray machine, like, what's going on here kind of thing. So make sure when you do your electronics, do it separately. So your iPad can be on one side, the laptop can be on one side, maybe you can have the phone on the other side as well around it. Just make sure nothing is overlapping anything on top of each other. That's not what we want. We want things to be separate next to each other, and then when it goes through the X-ray machine, it is visibly seen, nothing to interfere with, nothing to check, nothing to reject. Then you have your smooth journey through the airport. That's pretty much it. It's very easy like that. But meanwhile, if you have a cluttered tray, for example, everything just shoved in, a lot of people are in a hurry. They can't take things off, take that off, and it's just in the tray, and they don't even let you check it. They just throw it on. A lot of people will say, is this okay? Can I go? And then we check and say, no, that's not okay. Put it in this, or do it this way. And then we rectify that before they go. But then there are some people who are just in a hurry, or just, I don't know if it's just pure laziness or whatever. They just shove everything in the tray and then push it on and then walk away. And then later on it's rejected. They're wondering why it has been rejected. So guys, that is my personal secret for you. Make sure everything you put in the tray is not overloaded, it's not cluttered, it's not covered up. Make sure you can see what you've put in the tray, and then the X-ray can be able to see what's in the tray, and then they can easily just let you through. All right. So I hope those tips actually do help you. Next time, you try those tips and see how that works for you. Okay. So yeah, that's just a quick video that I wanted to share with you. And I mean, for me, for example, when the first two times that I traveled, it was chaotic. Like I didn't know what to do. And obviously they told me what to do. There were drinks that I took. There were creams that I took, that were like above 100 ml and stuff like that. And obviously as you travel, the rules change all the time as well. And as you travel, you learn things not to repeat, because a lot of people have had to throw away perfumes, really expensive perfumes, creams, gift sets, a bunch of stuff, that they were unaware of, that they couldn't carry with them. So I hope this little information that I have for you actually does help you, so that you don't lose out on anything. Either you check it in or just don't bring it at all. Okay. So yeah, once again, guys, the other thing I'll say as well is, mothers, for example, make sure you take all your liquids, all your powders into the tray. Anything you're not sure of, make sure you ask before you go through, because that's all, that can cause a lot of delays as well if you leave any creams, yogurts and stuff, baby's medication as well. If you leave them in, it can delay you. You are allowed to take medication with you. Like I said, the liquids you can take with you. If it's above 100 ml, you can still take it with you, as long as you have the prescription and your name on the bottle. It has to be obviously checked, and then it can be processed through for you. But make sure everything is taken out of the bags. You shouldn't have anything hiding anywhere, because once you go through the scanner, it will be picked up. Once you hide anything in your bag, it goes through the x-ray, it will be picked up. So you're not fooling anyone. Either way, it will be picked up. So yeah, just make sure that you just follow, do your research before you go. Try and grab a little bit of knowledge about security, what to take and what not to take, and that would seriously help you out pretty quickly. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little tip. And I'm gonna see you next week for another tip, guys. Take care and ciao.